tonight with one amendment. And that amendment will be to item 21, to strike the language month to month. And that will be it.
Thank you. May I have support? Motion by Councilman Garza, supported by Councilman Johnson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the acceptance of the minutes of the meeting held October 4th, 2016, and dispense with the oral reading? Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Councilman Croft, supported by Councilman Garza. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything other than 5A?
Madam Chair, no, just 5A.
Okay. Item 5A, which is not on the agenda, by the way, may I have a motion to approve an agreement to house stray and surrendered animals between the City of Taylor and the City of Lincoln Park?
Motion.
Support. Motion by Councilman Garza, supported by Councilwoman Croft. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, just a quick snapshot of this agreement. This will basically allow Lincoln Park to bring their stray dogs and cats to the City of Taylor Animal Shelter. The City of Lincoln Park will make a payment of $25,000 to the City of Taylor Animal Shelter account, and we will draw down $100 for every dog or cat that's brought over. This is the amount that has been calculated to cover our loaded rates. There will also be a minimum deposit of $10,000 that remains in the account to cover any exposure to any potential litigation for dogs or cats that are being quarantined at some type of court order. So the agreement can be terminated with a 90-day written notice, and there are 2 extensions built into this that require mutual consent. So that's kind of a snapshot.
Any further?
I'd like to ask the administration, if we have a situation, let's say in Lincoln Park, where they go into a house and there's 15 or 20 dogs that have to be brought over, and we have to house them here, and we have our own residents that have the same need, how do we work that out? How does that happen?
Madam Chair, much like similar situations that we have, we would likely reach out to the rescues that are part of our organization. If you all recall, we recently had the situation with the 80-plus cats. We did not have the capacity to handle that, so same type of scenario. We would likely reach out to other shelters and/or the rescue organizations to handle those rare circumstances.
Thank you.
Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 6, may I have a motion to approve opening the public hearing on the necessity of street lighting in the City of Taylor? Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Councilwoman Croft, supported by Councilman Johnson. Discussion? Oh, Missouri? Woolley, sorry. Councilman Woolley. Whatever you want. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Are there any interested parties? Okay. Sir?
Tony Nasser, 2545610. Through the chair, I'd like to speak to the mayor.
What was your name, sir? We didn't catch it.
Tony Nasser.
Oh, Tony Nasser.
Mr. Mayor, I was wondering what area of Taylor would like to be affected.
Madam Chair, I'm going to have Jerry Markey come up, the assessor, and give an overview of the entire street lighting assessment concept. This is an extension of an assessment that's been in place for, I believe, 20 years or 12 years. I'm sorry, a 12-year assessment. So, Jerry, if you could come up and just give a brief overview of the areas impacted of the streetlight assessment.
Also, one more thing I'd like to have from him, the cost it's going to cost the citizens at each different area.
Madam Chair, he can give you an idea of that as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chair, Mayor Stoller, City Council, and residents of Taylor. Thank you, first of all, for letting me allow to speak to you this evening regarding the streetlight special assessments in Taylor and the costs that will be discussed on November 1st by City Council. There are roughly 4,000 streetlights in Taylor covering roughly 1.4 million lineal feet. And 57% of these streetlights are in residential neighborhoods, 43% roughly are in the major roadways in Taylor. The city has been charging residents the streetlight special assessment since roughly 1984, is the note that I have in my file. So this is not a new special assessment. What is new for the residents this year is back in 2004, the prior city council had approved a 12-year special assessment district where we would not have to hold public hearings to approve the charging back residents for streetlights. That term expired December 2015, which is why we are now approaching City Council for the necessity to charge residents again for streetlights. To the question as far as cost, in 2015, Detroit Edison charged the city roughly $1.6 million to operate streetlights. In 2016, based on the invoices we received so far from DTE, we're going to exceed $1.7 million to operate streetlights. That's roughly a 6.2% increase from 2015. For the residents of Taylor, the cost for mine and calculating would be a minimum of 5% of an increase up to a probably 9% increase, depending on what kind of light bulb they have in their streets. The higher the wattage, the more expensive it is to operate. We will have those costs finalized for council prior to November 1st meeting, and residents will receive a second letter identifying to them what their costs will be per lineal foot or per lot. Thank you.
Madam Chair, question to administration. Is our LED light program going to extend throughout the whole city at one point? At some point, is that our plan?
Madam Chair, the initial plan is, right now, as you are aware, we're on Telegraph Road converting those LED. There is a plan in place. We're waiting for some final numbers from DTE for all the high-pressure sodium fixtures throughout the city, which I believe are roughly 1,400. And we will bring that item forward to City Council for approval once we have the final numbers in from DTE. That would cover all the high-pressure sodium and then, of course, the main road of Telegraph. There will probably be a few other existing lights that will need some attention, but we'll have to deal with them symptomatically as we get through the vast majority.
Okay, so at some point, some of these assessments, what Mr. Markey's will bring to us next week, or next meeting, would be, they could be lower once some of these streetlights go in.
Madam Chair, I'm not sure if Jerry wants to address, I believe each year, basically the cost from DTE gets calculated and passed through. Is that correct, Mr. Markey?
Correct, Mayor.
So in any year, it could be slightly higher or slightly lower.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, could I clarify a point? Are we actually passing on 100% of the cost from DTE, or are these various districts covering a portion of what the city actually pays to DTE?
That's a fair question, and through the chair, Councilman Lazara. The major road properties, Telegraph, Goddard, North Line, we charge them 50% of the cost, and that was a resolution that was adopted in 2004 because more than the residents benefit from those streetlights. The decision at that time was made to take the rate that we have and reduce it by 50%.
So the general fund is bearing some of the cost of what DTE actually bills us.
That's correct.
Mr. Murphy, I believe too, Mr. Massar questioned what areas are affected. Isn't it basically the entire city?
Madam Chair and residents, that would be correct. We have roughly 100 districts in Taylor. 20 of them are on the major roads, and the balance are in the subdivisions throughout Taylor. So every district would have an impact on the streetlight cost.
Madam Chair? The idea of sending everyone a letter, this amount that they're assessed changes every year based on the bills we get from DTE. Do they get a letter every year, or are we just doing that this year because these districts expired and we're voting to renew them?
Fair enough. Madam Chair, through Councilman Missouri. We're doing it this year because the term of the district expired, the 12-year district expired. Normally, in the past, the council would hold these meetings every 3 or 4 years to reestablish costs, to charge what the rates would be for another 4-year period. But annually, we take the cost from Edison, and then I break it out to a total watt and cost per light bulb. And then we determine what kind of lights are in the neighborhood. And then we identify how many lineal feet each taxpayer has. We charge their lineal foot by the rate per front foot of street lights. But to your question, they do not receive the letter annually because the prior city council approved a 12-year public hearing to allow streetlights to incur annually, but not address the annual charge until it expires.
Madam Chair? How long are we going to take this one for, that you're going to bring to us?
Madam Chair,